Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly for pricing, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we are discussing one of a trio of 2021 limited editions dedicated to the natural imagery of Japan's Genbi Valley. The series of three, each produced in 140 pieces, celebrated 140 years of Seiko as a company. So this is the Grand Seiko Elegance SBGW277 Genbi Valley. The watch is stainless steel and 37.2 millimeters in diameter by 12.1 millimeters thick, lug to lug. It's 44.3 millimeters, and it has a 19 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Now, these Elegance series watches in Grand Seiko's catalog are the vintage evocative models designed to channel the look of the original 1960 Grand Seiko watch, their very first model. On my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see it wears traditionally. It fits almost exactly like a 36 millimeter Rolex Datejust on a strap. It's suitable for wrists as small as 13 centimeters circumference. It's a very viable unisex option, and with a sloped flank and a domed sapphire, it'll fit easily underneath a dress cuff. Taking a quick look at the strap, this is always a standout feature of Grand Seiko watches, as their straps, even when brand new, tend to be buttery soft and quite substantial. Here we have a medium brown, large rectangular scale alligator leather with a semi-gloss finish, a folded edge, and a monotone stitch. On the underside, calfskin. You can see no crimping, no gouging. This is a brand new Grand Seiko factory strap. More vintage cues here. We have the vintage Grand Seiko logo with frosting underneath in a full polished pin buckle. This is another one of those nods to the 1960s. The case is handsome in a way that vintage cases tend to be. It's spare, it's slight, it's graceful. It doesn't have the mass, the bulk, the visual aggression of modern watch styling. Here we have something with lovely tapered, elongated lugs that are broken out pretty distinctly from the case band. We have a little bit of a bevel along their side, and then the case as well as the lugs are Zaratsu black polished. This is a tin plate polishing method that Seiko and Grand Seiko and Credor use on their top watches to create basically a flawless mirrored shine on the case band. By holding the case directly against a spinning tin plate, they create this black polish, as it would be known in Switzerland. But whereas the Swiss generally use this finish on very small parts that are used sparingly inside movements, Grand Seiko renders it across the entire case, making this an extensively hand-finished watch. We have a vintage Grand Seiko logo there on the crown, and then we have a dramatically domed cambered sapphire that's designed to look like a plexiglass from the 60s. We have a three-hand no-date dial with more hand craftsmanship, as all the dial furniture, the logo, the hands, as well as the indices, are cut and polished by artisans who used micro-tipped diamond-edged tools to create these little components all day long. They're then placed by hand. So this is a handcrafted dial inside a handcrafted case. The dial uses a technique Grand Seiko first showed with the USA limited editions of the Kirazuri series back in 2017, and this is the Japanese shiny painting effect, or Kirazuri, here rendered in a lush green, designed to reference the verdure that surrounds the Genbi Valley in the spring and the summer. So that's exactly what we have here. We also have hands, Dauphine style, that are faceted down their center to promote better contrast and easier recognition against the dial base. Now, the watch does feature hacking seconds. It is manual wind. We have a manufacturer 9S64 movement inside here. All of this is 30 meters water resistant. It is a 140 piece individually numbered limited edition, so this beats away at 4 hertz, pivots on 24 joules. It has a 3-day 72-hour power reserve, and it features 6 position adjustment, which is particularly impressive because 5 positions is generally the standard for high horology watches like Vacheron or Lange, and 5 positions is also the standard for chronometers, so this watch goes above and beyond that. Reach out to tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this SBGW277.